world is far away from the course to keep global warming below 1.5 degrees. If we want to keep our planet's temperature within safe limits, governments must now urgently come forward with ambitious national emission reduction targets. And COP26, only 2 weeks away, is the right place for that. I'm happy to say that Germany is among the front runners. Only this summer, the Federal Republic has enacted a new Climate Protection Act, which actually provides for net zero by 2045, which is 5 years earlier than the European Union targets. And the act has teeth. It provides for annual sector-specific targets, it provides for a monitoring mechanism, and it provides for an obligation of the competent ministry to submit immediate action programs in case one of these targets is missed. Plus, Germany has decided to phase out coal. The official target is at the latest 2038, but almost everybody expects the phasing out to take place around the 2030s already. Moreover, our Constitutional Court has recently attributed constitutional status to climate protection. The court rightly pointed out, that global warming may infringe upon the fundamental rights of future generations. And from this, he derived a constitutional obligation of the German government and also of the German legislator to take active precautions against climate change. However, to reach net zero within the next 24 years, as Stephen Kaufman pointed out, we will need to drastically adapt our consumption and production patterns, while at the same time preserving our wealth. That's a challenge, but it is also very much of an opportunity. If we create the right framework conditions, we will see the fast-track development of new cutting-edge technology and also of innovative, mostly digital business models on a large scale. We do need to step up support for research and development, both by the public and the private sector. And I also believe that we need to increase support for startups in the energy sector, because those are the companies that bring the new business models into the market. If we succeed in that, we will create many new, sustainable and resilient jobs, thereby laying the foundation for our future wealth. What exactly needs to be done? The German Energy Agency has conducted a study for over 18 months, together with more than 100 stakeholders from businesses, from politics, from science, and also from civil society. And the result is a thorough analysis of the possible pathways to climate neutrality, but also of the challenges and of the preconditions. I would like to dwell a bit on the 4-pillar strategy which we have developed. The first pillar is a steep increase in energy efficiency. Now, this sounds a bit like a no-brainer. The less energy is consumed, the less greenhouse gases are emitted. However, when it comes to implementing that, of tapping the huge potentials for more energy efficiency, a lot of brains are needed. Just to cite the example of the absolutely necessary refurbishment of existing privately owned houses, it's not really that much a matter of technology, though digitization may help, but it is very much a matter of societal acceptance and also of social equity. So it requires a calibrated balance of financial incentives and of regulatory obligations if you want to be successful in that. The second pillar of our strategy is the direct use of green electricity in all consumption sectors, in particular in transportation and in heating, because that's the most efficient way of using green energy. However, in Germany, we do not at the moment have the necessary amounts of green energy, and we do not have the necessary distribution and also transmission grids. So we in Germany will need to step up our efforts there, and we will need to make changes in our planification procedures and also in our judicial processes if we want to be successful in that. However, as has been pointed out before, certain activities cannot be decarbonized by directly using electricity. Transportation is a good example. Airplanes, large ships, trucks are difficult to run on a battery. But there are also some industrial sectors, such as the chemical industry, fertilizers, or the steel industry, which need molecules either as feedstocks or for their production processes. This is why the third pillar of our recommended strategy focuses on what we call power fuels, which basically means green hydrogen and its green derivatives, such as ammonia, methanol, also green kerosene or green diesel. The fourth and last pillar of our recommended strategy acknowledges that even with the most decisive actions to increase energy efficiency, to electrify the economy, and to substitute fossil gas and liquids by green power fuels, we will not be able to achieve a reduction of our greenhouse gas emissions to zero, unless, of course, we want to deindustrialize, or we want to stop eating meat, but that is certainly not desirable. So this means that we need to develop natural carbon sinks, such as forests, and we will also need to further develop and apply technologies that capture residual carbon emissions directly at the source, and we will need to look at the development of negative emission technologies, such as, for example, direct air capture. All these must be a crucial component